Right now. Listen right now.
Yo, yo,
Right
yo,
now.
yo, yo. It's another episode of Beyond Talk Chronicles podcast. It's your boy, Go Villain Django. That 1 in 10,000, baby. And you know, we got to do it big, and we got a very talented artist today. Tell them your name, bro, where to follow you at, and where to find your links and your music at, bro.
It's Summer Solo, Summer Dolo, Dolo Fuego, Summer like the season, Solo with a W at the end, Apex Predator, the Legend Killer, you know what it is. Um, you can find me at Summer Solo on all platforms. That's Summer, like I said, like the season, Solo with a W at the end. All platforms. You can find me on SoundCloud, you can find me on Tidal, you can find me on Apple Music, you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Twitter, you can find me on any type of app, any type of platform it is, I'm on it.
Okay, y'all heard that, right? Y'all make sure y'all go follow, bro, man. Support, man. Everybody needs support, man. We starting this community, and we're gonna do it the right way. So
Yes,
let's jump
sir.
into it, bro. How do your daily life experiences influence the themes and messages in your music?
I would say my daily life experiences, they changed the way like I view everything. It changed the way I view friendships, relationships. It changed the way I view my music, my writing. Anything that I do in my daily life influences everything because it's what we see every day in our daily life. It's everything. Everything is perception. Everybody has their own perception. Everybody has their own insight. So my insight, my perception is always how I view things and how people do things and how we just go through life every day. So I feel like anything that I see is always going to have some type of influence. It's always going to have some type of motivation in what I'm doing.
So what influences you, though?
Um, I would say what directly influences me is probably first and foremost, I would say God. That was always my most important influence to anything that I do in my daily life. Aside from that, I would say my close ones. That would be my mother, my girlfriend, my friends, my family, cousins, brothers, my sister, my aunts, my uncle, everybody that's close to me. They influence my daily life into what I would do and what I do in my daily life because I always think about how they would view me when I'm doing something, and I always think of how I can present our name in the best way.
Okay, okay. Can you share a particular bizarre dream that inspired one of your songs?
Um, so I say definitely like hitting gems. Hitting gems was the bizarre dream that I had because I had a dream that basically it was this woman stalking me basically, but it was my girl, or I feel like it was my girl. It was an ex at the time, or anything that was going on, but. I feel like this woman just kept stalking me. She kept stalking me, and she kept trying to get to me inside this party. It was like everywhere I went, she was there, and she kept trying to get me, like, basically get my attention through whatever I was doing. But that kind of inspired Hitting Gems in a way, because Hitting Gems was basically about getting on your shit. Basically, you don't need to always be in a relationship, and sometimes if you want to be in a relationship or you want to be single, just make sure you got your shit in order with your personal life. Don't always focus on the relationship. Focus on what you can do for yourself beforehand. But that was basically my bizarre trip with the girl stalking me and stuff. It was like I needed to get away from that because it was deeper for me. It was like something that was latching on to me. It was like a leech, but it was like deeper than a relationship. It's like life, something in life that was leeching onto me that I need to break off from. So it was like the hidden gem is myself. I need to be on my own hidden gem and realize I'm the hidden gem.
Okay, so that's why you like. Do you lean more towards the storytelling when you rapping?
Yeah, for sure. The storytelling for sure. Like every song, if you listen to any song that I do, it's always storytelling because I love storytelling. Like I love stories. Like, I'm working on a book myself. The first book that I will ever release will be called That's Mercia. And it will be, a black young superhuman group, basically brothers and sisters, coming up basically in their neighborhood, struggling, dealing with their daily life experiences. But, in my writing as well, like, I love the stories. Like, I love stories and everything I do. That's what I pay attention to. TVs, movies, TV series, cartoons, anime. If it has a good story, you'll catch me watching it for sure.
Okay, so what role does storytelling play in connecting with your audience?
Um, I would say definitely I try to create the best stories basically so I can resonate with anybody because I don't like to just separate anybody out of any group. I like to keep everybody in one general basis. So I like to make my music as general as possible so anybody can relate to it, rather if you are black, white, Asian, Hispanic, rather if you're black, you're brown, you're white, rather if you take a Nigerian culture, rather if you take Jamaican culture or you take Italian culture. Like I like to make my music as general as possible. Like if you can relate with it, you can relate with it. But my music is always tailored to basically being human. It's never tailored to being a certain race, diversity, or whatever. It's always tailored to being human.
All right, so what message do you hope listeners take away from your music, regardless of their background?
Um, what I want people to take from my music is basically that we need to grow as in ourselves first. Basically, we all need to have progression with ourselves first because we can't expect change from the environment around us, or we can't expect change from a different person around us. We always have to change ourselves first. So that's basically what I try to challenge people in my music, is to basically have a reverse psychology perspective. Is basically I would tell you something in a negative way, but I say it kind of positive to make you want to dance, to make you think about it and to be like, while you're dancing, you're like, damn, but he really is saying some real shit though. Maybe I should try this differently. So maybe if I do that differently, this will go like that way. And it's like it creates a chain effect where everybody is following what I'm listening to, and they're like, okay, let me try more different positive things in my life instead of trying the negative stuff, because the dancing is grabbing you first, the beat is making you numb first, then you finally listen to the lyrics and it's grabbing you more to the point where you want to change yourself.
Okay, so does that, does your upbringing in PG County shape that artistic perspective?
For sure, I would definitely say my upbringing has a is a big factor. My upbringing is a big factor on everything that I do, because just seeing a lot of people in the area, like doing just the crazy foul things that they were doing, or just like dealing with the crazy struggle that they were dealing with, or myself dealing with the struggle that I was dealing with. But I feel like all of us together, it's like we all just have to stay together and we all just have to stick together. But the way that we do that is by community. So I feel like the way they shaped me is because of listening to their advice, listening to their word, listening to the things that they're telling me. And it's like it could be saying a negative way or it can be perceived in a negative way, but it's like it's all how you apply the information, because that's all we have to do. We have to apply the information differently. We can't just listen to something and be like, okay, somebody's telling me not to do this, not to be on the streets, not to do that. But it's like, you have to apply that information though. Maybe they telling you that because they want you to do this. Maybe they telling you that because they want to save your life. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, man. Can you share a specific instance where a listener's response to your music deeply resonated with you?
Um, I would say, because I usually get messages in my DMs on Instagram, Twitter, from like just random individuals. I don't know where they live at, but I always get random messages from them, and they always talk about like how much they love and adore my music. But I always find that very inspirational, and I find that like very inspiring for me to even continue going on. Because dealing with daily life stuff, you always get stressed out. You feel like you don't have enough support. You feel like not enough people believe in you. You feel like everything that you're doing is just like a drag, and it's like nothing's going to happen. But at the same time, when you hear those things, you got to think like, maybe this God trying to speak to me. Maybe this God trying to tell me like, keep going, because what you're doing is really motivating somebody. It's really getting them out of a place and out of a hellhole right now, because they really need this right now. You know what I'm saying? What you're doing is deeper than just music. What you're doing is really changing and impacting somebody's life. Like they can be on the verge of suicide yesterday. You know what I'm saying? But they listened to your song and was like, I need to keep going. You know what I'm saying? I need to keep doing what I'm doing, because this is really going to help me be the better person, the better version of myself.
So have you ever doubted yourself? And then when you
Hell
doubted
yeah.
yourself, how did you come out of that?
Um, like I said, it always goes down to my close ones, like my close ones in my close circle. I respect them and I love them so much because they always get me out of those moments where I feel like I can't do anything, or I'm just unable, or I'm disabled. Like they always get me out of those points and help me and keep me going, because they always give me good advice. They always showing me what it's like to be like the best version of yourself. And they always giving me the steps to be the best version of myself. And always like when I go out to like different places, I could be out on the street somewhere and a homeless person and just be, telling me something like, just some random game, you know what I'm saying? Because we all are people, we all are human, you know what I'm saying? And they wasn't expecting to be in the position that they are, but the fact that they even sat and to just take their time out of their day to speak to me, it just make me feel some type of way, like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like again, like maybe it's God speaking to me, telling me like, continue to what you're doing and stay on your path that you're doing. But you always have to get yourself in a mindset where nothing can phase you. You just have to get yourself in a mindset where you are in complete focus. And when you're in complete focus, that's basically where I stand with that. You have to be in complete focus, and that's how I deal with that. Stay in complete focus, and everything outside of that is irrelevant. Stay in your complete focus and your straight path.
Bet. So now we're gonna stay on complete focus right now, right? March 3rd, tomorrow, nigga. Never liked you, bro. You dropping your new single, bro. How you feel about that, man?
I feel amazing because I never released a song where I had different versions of it. So the slow to reverb version will be coming out. The sped up version will be coming out. And I'm a favorite. I love slow to reverb. You know what I'm saying? Slow to reverb is my shit. I love slow to reverb. But slow to reverb, sped up, and also the regular version, I am very excited to release that. because I've been sitting on this song for a while. And people been telling me to drop it, so I'm finally about to drop it. You know, it's not gonna be on all platforms. I'm sorry, it's not gonna be on all platforms. But SoundCloud, YouTube, Audio Mac, y'all got it. Y'all blessed with it. Y'all will have the song. It'll be there for you.
Okay, just tell me about Never Liked You, man. That's a strong ass title, man. That's about an X or something.
um, So that one was kind of like a mixture. It was kind of like a mixture of like my dreams, and also was a kind of mixture of a relationship that I had been dealing with beforehand. Where it was like a woman that just kept pressing me out for money, kept pressing me out to go out and do things and do this and do that. But it's like, what are you bringing to the table though? It's like I see what you want from me, but it's like at the same time we have to have a mutualism relationship. It can't just be one sided. It can't be a commonalism relationship. I believe that's what it's called. Don't quote me on that, but I feel like it can't be that. It can't be one sided. It has to be two people bringing something to the table and two people connecting in a mutual ground. But with her, it wasn't that. It was just me supplying more than what she's supplying to me. So it's like I can see that. I've dealt with more women like you that were doing the same thing. So it's like, let me tell you my perspective on dealing with that. Maybe it can fix your situation and what you got going. And for your next man, maybe you can do something different because you ain't gonna do that with me. You know what I'm saying?
That's real. So you got March 3rd, and you about to follow it up on March 22nd with question mark, bro. Like, you probably one of the most consistent artists we know coming through BeyondTalk, man. Tell us about the consistency, man.
Consistency is everything. Like, I'm gonna tell you, like, consistency is the main thing that you need to be focused on as an artist. For any artist or any person watching this, like, consistency is the main thing you need to be focused on. That's the main thing because everybody in this generation is so microwave. You need to be updated with everything that's going on, rather if it's world news, rather if it's social media, rather if it's just like private conversation, public conversation that you having with somebody you know or somebody you don't know. Like, stay updated with everything that's going on and stay consistent with what you're doing because that's always going to bring more noise and publicity to yourself, and it's always going to be the right attention. You know what I'm saying? But never bring the wrong attention to yourself. They say all publicity is good publicity, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? Always make sure you got the right things going on with you and you apply that to the right things that it's supposed to be supplied to. But consistency, staying on top of your game is 100% like I said, the main thing that you should be focused on and always be consistent. Like, never slack off, don't do the wrong thing. Like, make sure you stay updated with what's going on and you continue to be on top of that.
Okay. You want to drop your 2 singles real quick for us? Like the dates and stuff?
Oh
Drop them again.
yeah, so Never Liked You, like I said, March 3rd, question mark is on March 22nd. Shout out to Abo. You know what I'm saying? He's also doing big things. He just released something the other day from a feature that he had from a while ago, Hidden Gem, that he never released, but he put it out there. Like I said, consistency is important. I always had conversations with him. He had conversations with me. We always talking about being on top of each other, so we make sure that we dropping shit when we need to drop it, and we staying on top of our game so people can listen and actually, perceive well that what we're talking about. But shout out to Apo. Shout out to the producer, Elisu. I think it's Elisu. Like I said, don't quote me on that. I think it's Elisu. Never Liked You. Shout out to the producer, Skinny Moose, official Skinny Moose on Instagram and Twitter. Shout out to both of those producers. Without them, we wouldn't even have these tracks. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to both of them, and also shout out to the engineer on Never Liked You, Antonio Wayside Studios in La Plata, Maryland. He's my favorite engineer right now, and he's one of the best engineers in the DMV. Quote me on that for sure.
All right, now we got the hot topics with Z-Dot. Bow, bow, bow.
Hey, back here again with the hot topic. This is hot topics going around the whole hip hop community and just the black community, period.
Right.
All right. So musically, you open up for guests like IDK and Light Show. Who is your dream artist that you would like to open up for, or even open up for you?
So my dream artist that I definitely would love to open up for is Kendrick Lamar, and I would say Kendrick Lamar just because, like, I feel like when you think about a perfect, well-rounded artist, I think of Kendrick Lamar because he has lyrics, he has a nice delivery, not even nice, he has a fantastic delivery, he has amazing presence, and just anything that any woman that he steps into, any stage that he steps onto, any person that he speaks to, you can just feel the presence. I've watched many interviews, I've seen many videos of him. I just feel like, the aura of just stepping into the room is different. You have to have that type of aura as an artist. You have to make your presence known wherever you go. So that also, like, inspires me as an artist. And also, like, his song structure is very different. The beat selection, the production is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Also, like I said, with the lyrics, the metaphors, you have to have that as an artist. Everything just well put together with an artist. So I definitely feel like me opening for him would definitely set that standard because I set to strive more than that. So it's like I have to find a point to strive more than, and when I see a point, that's Kendrick Lamar.
We like that ball right there, man. You a football fan?
For sure.
All
For
right. So
sure.
recently, Cam Newton got into a brawl with a couple teenagers and a couple
I saw that.
coaches that he know personally. Have you ever been in a situation where you was helping a person or a group and felt unappreciated? And what would you do?
Um, I say like it's a lot of scenarios like where I feel like unappreciated or I feel like me helping the group we're unappreciated. I mean, I could say like the most recent one would probably be like when I was working, and a lot of times like I feel like the things that we were doing wasn't appreciated. It just feels like what we were doing, it was just like going out the water. It's just like everything that we do is okay, cool. What can you do next? Or okay, cool, do this, do that. It's like, but where can you just sit down and just take the time and be like, okay, job well done. Congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Because a compliment goes a long way, but a genuine compliment, not those fake animosity, jealous tone compliments. I'm talking about a real, genuine compliment goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? Just tell somebody that you appreciate them, you thank them for what they're doing, and go from there. But also, how I deal with it is just like I said before, like the complete focus. You have to stay focused and stay on top of what you want and what you desire, because that's what it's about. Life is about desire and discipline. So you have to have a desire first, and then when you have a desire, you have to have the discipline to maintain it. And that's how I deal with things. I have the desire and discipline to mix the two together.
Okay, I like that answer right there. So you a sports person?
For sure.
All right. So with LeBron reaching the end of his career, who do you think would be the new face of the league?
I mean, I don't know because LeBron, they say he reaching the end of his career, but I can't tell because LeBron is still playing well for his age. And I can tell you, like, you know, and his age, it's not old because in your 30s and 40s, it ain't old at all. But, in sports, they think, it's getting older, people moving more slower. But I don't think LeBron's slowing down. I think he's getting better because his averages are averaging out better because it's all around the board. Like, blocks getting better, steals getting better, assists getting better. Like, so how we slowing down? Why he need to retire when he's still playing well? He's still playing up to par with people who we think he gonna take over. Right. So it's like he's still playing better than them. So I can't even say that. But if I had to say a person, I would say maybe, Steph is still right behind him. You know what I'm saying? Steph is still gonna be in the league. Maybe I would still have to see, Victor Wembanyama when he, continue to mesh into his own and go into his own. I would have to see him a little bit too because I'm liking his game. I'm loving his game. Also, the other rookies, the other, second year, third years. But if we talking about people that are a little bit more seasoned, KD's still in the league. KD's still gonna be playing. KD's still gonna be running shit dominant, regardless of what people would say about him. Another
Are they going to
Maryland
be the
native.
face of the league, though?
Another a face of the league. I mean, I still you gonna be the face of the league because it's like who else competing with KD? When you think about it, who else competing with KD? Who else doing what KD doing?
Man, shout out my man Luca.
Yeah, Luca too. Luca too. Definitely Luca. Luca, KD. Like I said, Steph still gonna be in the league. You still got Joel Embiid. Aside from the injuries, he's still a dominant force. You still got what you call it? Goddamn. I don't know how I'm forgetting cuz name. The Joker. You still got the Joker. You still got dominant forces in the league on all aspects of the East and West. So I really can't say, but LeBron's still a dominant force in the league. I don't think he's going nowhere anytime soon. I don't think he's retiring in the next six years. He'll probably retire. 6 years. He still got 6 more years left.
Okay.
Me personally, I feel like he still got 6 more years left.
All right, so Sean Evan, he runs the YouTube Hot Ones, the hot sauce content.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar.
So he recently just dumped his adult film girlfriend after 24 hours because he found her content online.
Type beat.
Would you ever date someone that does adult film movies or OnlyFans model?
Nah, see, I mean, it's not even just because of the sex. It's just that with me, and I have to just tell myself like I cannot deal with somebody that's still also actively engaged sexually with somebody else while I'm in a relationship with, regardless of that's their job. Just me and my personal morals and values. Like I can't deal with somebody like that because it's like you still got to come home to me And it's like, damn, when you come home to me, it's like, yeah, you just got gangbang. It's like, now I'm kissing up on you and shit. It's like, god damn, it's like, god shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm kissing on 5 niggas' dicks at this point. It's like, god damn, at this point, it's like niggas looking at me like, oh nah, bro, you don't even know. I just nut in her mouth, I just nut in her box, like, god damn. You know what I'm saying? I can't deal with that. That's crazy. Nah. But Sean did a good job. Bro. Shout out to Sean.
Okay. So Joe Budden recently said on his podcast that the female rapper wave is over. How do you feel about that? And is any female artist that you would like to work with?
See, I wouldn't say the female rap wave is over because the female rap wave is just beginning. Like we seeing a lot of more female artists come out regardless of their style. They doing trap, conscious, so they coming out with some alternative pop or rock or whatever. Like it's a lot of female artists coming out. So I don't know if I could say the female rap is over. As far as like rappers that I would work with, I definitely could see myself like working with Lola Brooke. I feel like Lola Brooke has a nice style. She has a nice cadence and she has a nice delivery for sure. You know, that strong, like aggressive. I love that aggressive stuff in New York, like, you know, kind of like back to Lil Kim and the Foxy Browns, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love that aggressive style with women when they come on that with metaphors, bars, and the delivery and the sexiness. Like I love that. But I would definitely say Lola Brooke. I would definitely say Tierra Whack. I love Tierra Whack's alternative style. I feel like we would mesh well too because I do a lot of diversity with versatile styles and stuff like that. Tierra Whack, Lola Brooke. And also, like I said, don't quote me, but it's a lady named Chloe. She's kind of like on some alternative music. It's like Chloe the God. I'm not sure if it's Chloe the God. Don't quote me on it, but it's like a brown skinned woman. She's a little thick. She has like blonde hair and stuff, but she's cool. Like where her singing, R&B, and her pop and the alternative vibe. She like mixes between all three of them and everything. But I feel like those three I would definitely work with the most for sure.
Okay, we like that. So recent hip hop articles named A Boogie with the Hoogie, the King of New York. Who do you think represents, or who would you crown the King of the DMV?
I mean, I wouldn't claim nobody as the king of the DMV because I don't like the title of the king, the prince, and all that. I would probably say, you know what I'm saying, because everybody's going to say themselves. I would say myself. I would say I would love to see myself as the king of the DMV or the king, prince, blah, 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 whatever, even though I don't like the titles. But as far as like the DMV, if I could see who was like probably the most inspirational, you know what I'm saying? Like I would say Wale. I definitely would say Wale. He probably has brought the most inspiration, motivation to the DMV and has been the most standout for the DMV. Then you got your upcoming artists, like personally, people I've been to school with, like Corday, got the Rico Nasties. They both have their own styles and they both have their own impression of how they deal and, you know, tackle hip hop and R&B and rock and roll and alternative music. And then you also have, you know, your like Shaq Glizzies and your Fat Trails, who also has a major inspiration for like the melodic rap and the trap music and the hip hop. Then you got your IDKs who are dipping into the alternative hip hop a little bit. Like it's a strong wave of hip hop that I can definitely say who have inspiration. But you know, it's also a lot of underground artists as well that, you know, are to mention. But you know, I feel like the DMV in general, like aside from like the king and the prince and the queen and all that, we as a whole we need to come together and be one community, and we all need to stand together and just realize like DMV is a forefront of hip hop. Like we are the inspiration.
Okay, so talking about the community, with the recent uptick of crime in the DMV, what do you think is the biggest problem, and what is the solution?
Now I always say the biggest problem because I've had these conversations all the time with different people. But what I would say is the biggest problem is it's a lot of factors. And I can say this as a teacher doing teaching in DC and PG. I would say the biggest factor, number one, is the parents. The parents need to do better. Like we can't keep blaming environments, this environment, that, when the main thing that people see is what they see in their household first. So if your household is not structured well, you got baby fathers, baby mothers, you got people doing wild stuff in the household, people letting their child do whatever they want to do with no structure, no coordination. That's always the main focus. So the household got to get together first. It's the main factor. That's the main inspiration for the child. That's why there's a lot of children, 12, 11, 10, 9, 13, 14, doing everything that they can do to prove themselves and they get out this wrong attention because they got the parents in the household that ain't doing right. They ain't parenting well. Stop having babies if you're not ready for babies. That's the main thing. Stop having babies. You're not ready for babies because you got these kids out here acting a damn fool. But aside from that, we need to go to the environment. We need to go to like the music. Yes, I'm gonna say the music. A lot of people wouldn't agree with that, but I'm gonna say the music as well because we have a lot of people talking about some crazy, wild, fucked up shit, and they listening to that, they're perceiving in that, and they're emulating that, and they seeing that, and they're like, okay, I need to be like this nigga. I need to emulate everything he doing. This nigga say he gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill that nigga too. This nigga saying that he gonna rap and do all blah blah blah. I'm gonna do that shit too. You know what I'm saying? The music has a lot to do with it. Parents have a lot to do with the environment they growing up in. When they struggling, they going with the shit that they dealing with, and all outside influences they telling them you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to be with me, you need to be with her, blah blah blah, etc. etc. That's a lot to do with it. But they seeing people do, and they seeing what people like. They taking that and being like, okay, let me force that and put that into my mindset. Like, okay, I need to be like that type of person. The environment, the parenting, and the music. All three of them factors is why we got the bad shit going on right now in the DMV. But the good side of it is it's a lot of good things going on. You know what I'm saying? Like we have a lot of people making some great I would say ideals and morals and values and put into the world for people to listen to understand, but you gotta find it though. Because a lot of times the media will portray a bad story, a negative story, but you have to look for the good stuff. We can't keep saying, okay, we don't have this, but you're not looking for that. You know what I'm saying? You have to look for the positive because the only reason to find a positive is looking for it. You know what I'm saying? That's just like what you want. You want to chase money, right? You got to find the money. You can't just be like, okay, the money gonna come to me. No, you have to chase the money. You have to go for the money. You want ambition, you want progression, chase the progression. You know what I'm saying? Find your ambition. You have to go for it. That's the only reason we find things. We have to go for it. We can't just say we want to do something and we're sitting on our ass. You know what I'm saying? Do more than sitting on your ass. Be a doer, not a sayer.
Okay, we like that. All right, speaking of that, so more money, more problems.
More money, more problems.
You said you had a dream or a nightmare about an obsessive fan. Can you tell us
Yes.
your wildest encounter with an obsessive fan?
I would say, see, this is back long ago. Like when I was thinking, like, okay, my friend, well, not even my friend, my cousin told me about Tinder and shit, and my friend he told me about it too, and everybody was on it like Tinder and Black and all that, BOK and all that. So I was like, all right, let me try it out. So I put my music on there. I was just trying to broadcast myself more so as a musician than a person first, which I shouldn't have did. But I was doing that, and more people was reaching out more so on like, oh, I like your music, blah blah blah, et cetera, et cetera. Then getting into relations with. I feel like I should have bridged the two, show myself as a person first and who I am as a person, but I didn't. So I met this girl, and it's funny because she had the same name as my mom, Donna, which is crazy. But it was this white girl, and she used to stalk me. Like she used to literally stalk me. Like one time she came to my job, and somebody told me like, yeah, this girl named Donna was looking for you, and I was like, what you mean? Like I'm confused. Like I was like, what you mean she was looking for me? It's like, yeah, she was looking for you, and she was looking for because at the time my rap name was DeLorean. So she was like, yeah, she looking for DeLorean. I'm like, DeLorean? I was like, what the fuck? I was like, nigga, my name Ryan. What you talking about? I'm confused. Like, who the fuck is DeLorean? Man, now in my head, I'm thinking, oh shit, this bitch is crazy. Like, I was like, oh shit, she done found out my shit. She found out what I work at. Like, how the fuck she know where I work at? I'm confused. I'm trying to figure out how she know this information. But she was in the military. I don't know what the fuck she did, who she spoke to, but she knew who I was working at. That shit was scary for me. I had to leave the job. I wasn't there that too much longer. I left the job 2 weeks later. I was like, fuck that shit. I ain't staying in that motherfucker. I don't know what she about to do to me. She gonna kill me, kidnap me. She gonna take my organs, my lung. I don't know what the fuck she gonna do. I was like, nah, fuck that. But that's probably the craziest experience I had is being on that Tinder and Black shit and up and promote myself as an artist at the same time. Cause I'm like, all publicity is good publicity. So I'm like, fuck it, let me promote myself on Tinder and Black. And you see what that shit did for me. I had a white girl in the military stalking my ass. She was ready to kill me, ready to rape me and kill me. I'm like, oh, fuck God, that.
Damn. Hey, brother, you gotta stay out the way, brother. So my name is Craig. All right, man, for the final question, man. Did you see the Super Bowl?
Hell yeah.
Okay. So there was a lot of controversy about the performance with Usher and Alicia Keys. Would you leave your girl around Usher? And do you trust her?
First of all, I wouldn't leave my girl nowhere near Usher because that nigga Usher's a fucking menace. And I love Usher. Like I listen to Usher music all the fucking time. Like I love Usher. I love the new album he just released. I love all his other albums he released. But nah, I wouldn't leave my girl around Usher. That nigga crazy. That nigga's diabolical. He needs to be stopped for real. But that shit was definitely crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I was talking about that shit the other day with somebody too. Like that nigga Usher wild as shit. But at the same time, like I don't know what Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats be doing with their relationship, so I can't say too much of what's wrong or what's right. I can say, you know, for other people seeing that, it might not be right for them because they might look at this and be like, shit, if Usher can do it, I'm gonna do it too, which would be wrong. But at the same time, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they got in their relationship, how they doing this open, monogamy, polygamy. I don't know what the fuck they doing. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Swiss B said, you pay attention to the dress? You seen the red dress she had on? That shit was fire. So I'm like, okay, cool. The dress. Yeah, the nigga ain't just grabbing up on her yams and trying to glaze her yams and shit. I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? We just deal with it how we deal with it.
Okay. All right, before we jump back to Go Villain, I got a couple music lyrics from yours. I want you to guess the song.
Okay.
Why you sitting down? No vision now.
Find your wings.
Can you finish it?
Oh, why you sitting down? No vision now. Playing chess, you lost your bishop now. No simps allowed. Static shock, I'm taking charge of now. No harm, no foul. Get your shine out through the darkest cloud. No backing down. Pick your head up.
Ooh, there we go.
Yes, sir.
Hey, that's a true lyricist right there that write his own shit right there. That's how we can weed out the sheep. Hey,
Got it right.
Now it's back to Go Villain. Back with the random questions of the day.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, bro, you ready?
Yes, sir.
You sure you ready?
Hell yeah.
All right, you said you ready. All right.
Let's get it.
Let me fix my hat real quick. 3 toes or 2 fingers?
3,000. Damn.
3 toes or 2 fingers?
Look at me. 3 toes. 3 toes and 2 fingers. Damn. Damn. 3 toes. Fuck it.
Left or right?
Right.
2 weeks with no food or 3 days with no water?
3 days with no water. Hell no. I can't go without food. That's crazy.
What was the best thing that happened to you in school?
The best thing that probably happened to me in school is when I did that PG Cypher and my senior year. That was probably the best thing that happened. That shit went viral, millions of views.
How do you feel about clowns?
I love clowns. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna discriminate on clowns. I ain't no clown discriminator. But you know what I'm saying? My cousin don't fuck with clowns though. He got a clown phobia.
What do a dollar and the moon have in common?
Damn. Gotta make me go in the deep though. I'm like, damn, what the dollar and the moon got in common? Dang.
We'll skip that. Let's go back. Let's go to another one.
The both of them dead. People want to
What old person things do you do?
Damn, my mom put me on the what you call them Jones? What's the old candy? The Werthers. My mom put me on the Werthers. I be eating them Jones. Don't judge me.
What's something that makes you laugh?
Something that made me laugh is when people be doing goofy shit and they think nobody's seen it, but it's like in my mind, I be like, damn, I seen you do that, bro. I just saw you trip.
What's something that you do when no one's looking?
Somebody doing no one's looking. I be joning on people a lot. I ain't gonna lie. I be joning like shit in my head. I be like, damn, why the fuck he just do that? He goofy as shit. Like I just be like, god damn, I be joning like shit in my head. I be having the whole conversations. Like it's a different personality. I'm talking to somebody in my head.
Can money buy you happiness? True or false?
Nah, money can't buy me happiness. I take my common sense instead.
Sing like a rock star or cook like a gourmet chef?
Damn, I love food. I ain't gonna lie. I love rock too, but I'm sorry, rock food. Cook like a chef. And take it to Lil B.
Alright.
Woo!
If the girl of your dreams leaves you for your worst enemy, what would you say?
Damn. They both gotta die.
Hey, Beyond Talk, where we at the littest podcast, the littest guest. I'm your boy, Go Villain, Villain Django, the 1 in 10,000. I can't forget my co-host, Z-Dot, and we had our very special guest, Summer Solow, man. Thank you for tuning in, man. Thank y'all for coming out, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.